Sometimes feel that something is really important to you. Then, do you want to discuss this and convince others to think like you? In that case, you have felt the urge to argue for or make an exposition about a thing that gets you fired up. And that's good because by using arguments, you can take part in changing things, like a politician. To write an exposition is an effective way of reaching an audience with your ideas. The content must be able to affect others and make them think and feel like you. To convince others, it's important that your opinion is clear, and you must have good explanations for why someone should share your views, arguments. You must think through your opinions and arguments thoroughly. Before you start writing your text, you must decide what opinion you want to highlight. An opinion is also called a thesis. When you've decided upon a thesis and gathered your arguments, it's time to figure out what someone who doesn't agree with you might say.
No way, because...
To write down your opponent's opinion is called to formulate a counter-argument. You should have at least one in your exposition, and you need to be able to answer each counter-argument. If you figure out a good answer to a counter-argument, it will be easier to convince others, even those who do not agree with you.
Aha!
It's time to start writing. Begin with an introduction where you present your subject and your thesis and put them into context. If your thesis is, more people should eat vegetarian food, your introduction could be, today there is far too much meat being produced which is just thrown away, and this is bad for the environment. Therefore, I believe that more people should eat a vegetarian diet. Then present your arguments in order so that there is a good flow and clear context. It could be wise to start with one of the strongest arguments. Your first argument could be, since meat production damages the environment, we should eat less meat. Demonstrate and clarify your argument with a couple of sentences. Then move on to your second argument. For example, also, vegetarian food is healthier, so it should be an obvious choice to more people. Build this argument up too. Now it's time for your counter-argument, which might be, some people believe that vegetarian food lacks certain nutrients. And of course, you need to answer this counter-argument. Explain why this is wrong. Maybe like this. It has been proven that vegetarian food contains all the important nutrients that we need. And then your third and last argument. For example, vegetarian food is very satisfying, and it can taste better than meat. To influence how other people think, it's effective to use facts. Take, for example, the argument, meat production damages the environment. This you can easily prove with facts. It's called a factual argument. To influence how someone feels, you use a different kind of argument. When you say that vegetarian food actually tastes good, that's a personal view. There are no facts to support it. It's only a matter of emotions. That is why it's called an emotional argument. It's smart to use both factual and emotional arguments. End your text with a short summary where you repeat your thesis and perhaps one of the arguments. Here's a suggestion for your summary. Because meat production is environmentally damaging and vegetarian food is both healthy and tasty, it should be obvious to many people that they ought to eat vegetarian food. You could start right away. Look through your text and make sure that you have included introduction, at least 3 arguments, at least 1 counter-argument with an answer, a summary. Have you included everything? Then you are ready to go out and change the world. Good luck.
That's